their sense of belonging. Some people die before they fulfill their desires. Such a waste of existence.
Alright, enough of that. We're continuing our experiments here. This is the Double Triple channel on Twitch. My name is Ron, and we've been doing some experiments. I took a break for about 4 or 5 hours here, just to see if the experiment would progress, and it didn't. Let me show you what we've done. Okay, just to recap, the experiment was to take a bunch of bananas, 4 bananas, and expose them to various light. One of them was just exposed to the sun as a control, I guess, I don't know. And one was exposed to A, B, UVA, UVB, and UVC. So, and as you can see, they're not... Here, I'll show you here. There isn't, I don't see anything that looks like it's been like it's been exposed to any kind of light source that would cause it to do anything. Here, look at this. You see that? Get my safety glasses off here for a second so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Let me adjust the focus. Alright. There they are. There are the bananas. And they were all exposed right around the middle here. And I see no anything that indicates that it was like there's a shadow, you know, or anything like that, where light was exposed or not exposed. So it didn't work. Now I did go online and search this, you know, other people who have tried this, and they were taking like, you know, 18 watt or 25 watt UVC sources and exposing it for an hour. What I did, I just took a little, I just took this little lamp I bought at the thrift store, you know, which runs on batteries, and I did it for 15 minutes or something. It turned out I only did it for 12 minutes because it kept shutting off. It has an automatic shut off apparently. Oh shit. It has an automatic shut off on it. So that was a problem. So maybe it just didn't get enough. You know, maybe they didn't get enough exposure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 2 things here. One, I'm going to put new batteries in the thing. Then I'm going to take one of the bananas. I'll take the UVA because that seems to have, it's got a defect here on the back, but that's the way the banana came. It had a defect already. But on this side, it seems like it is the one that has the least natural, you know, browning to it. So it is kind of interesting that the UVC though looks like it's just like the banana has been sitting around longer. I don't know. You know, it was in a bunch of 4. So let me see. I could try to reconstruct how they were put together. Maybe this one just got banged up more just because of the position it was in the bunch. in any case, so what I'll do is I'll take the UVA one, which I didn't expect to do anything anyway. I didn't expect the experiment to change this one, because UVA light is not supposed to have any effect on the banana skin. So what I'll do is I'll take that one, and that'll be my new experimental banana, and I'll expose it for a much longer time, and I will get the light as close as I can to it. So we'll try that, and if that doesn't do anything, then it would appear that my UVC light is not, in fact, a UVC light, which some people online had reported that they had bought lights that were not, that claimed to be UVC that weren't. And since I bought it at the thrift store, it's a good chance that that's what's going on. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first I got some new batteries. I'm going to check the batteries to make sure that there is no problem with the batteries. So we'll do that right now. Got a little. I might as well do that. Might as well do it this way so you guys can see what's going on. You see that? All right, so we're gonna. All right. So get on DC, and we'll check each one just to make sure that they're good. That's not too good, actually. That's should be 1.6 at least. Yeah, that's all right. It's close enough. They've probably been sitting around for a few months. Yeah, see, 1.6. Okay, so we got two that are. Check these out again. Yeah, so there are a couple of them that are 4 millivolts lower. That's pretty damn close, I guess. That's good enough. So they're not the freshest batteries, but they're probably fresher than what I got in here. I guess what I can do is check the batteries in here, in this thing. Make sure I don't mix them up. Put my meter back out again. Alright, so turn the meter back on. Alright, take the batteries out of this one and check these batteries to see if they are any good. What do we got there? Oh. DC, there we go. Yeah, see, that's 1.4. 1.4. Okay, so that's another variable that we'll knock out of here, because that could be the problem too. All right, so we'll put the fresh batteries in there, which will give it a little bit more juice, I guess. Oh shit, I forgot which way they were in there. There's no guide here. Lovely. Oh, there we go. All right. What does that say? I guess it's this way. All right. I think that's how it goes. Yeah. Does that look right? That looks right, right? Let's see if it works. Right, safety glasses on. Okay. Okay, that works. Alright, so what I will do, I'll have to put this down a little bit lower so you can see. And as per the protocol I had, the safety protocol I had before, I'll do it behind my back, which should help a little bit. And I have clothing on. That one, my hair is really long. It's not going to get me. So, the top of my head, but I don't think we can get that. And plus, I'm pretty far away. And plus, we just did the experiment, right? We just did the experiment with a thing with a few inches away and didn't even do anything. So I think I'm safe. got multiple layers of safety there. And it should be all right. Goes down there, so. All right. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to set this up. I've got a stopwatch, and I will I'll put this lamp like right next to the thing. I'm going to let me fix the focus on my camera again because I had it focused kind of close there. Okay, what are we doing here? Alright, you can see that now, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright. Okay, so here we go. I'll go over there. Alright, just gonna test it. I'm gonna get these bananas out of the way. That's about as close as I can get it without it touching. I don't want to touch it because I don't want like thermal stuff going on, you know. All right, so I started my stopwatch. And so we'll just let it cook over there. All right, so while that's cooking, you know, I couldn't find a single video out there of people doing this kind of thing with a banana. There are a lot of people who did it, but they posted it on, you know, to where you couldn't, you know, it was copyrighted or something, you know. So. And I realized that my YouTube videos are also listed that way too, so I'll have to change that. Like with this one and the other one. If we could do that right now, I guess. I probably shouldn't do that online though. Let's see here. Yeah, see, there are a bunch of them out there that a bunch of videos out there of people doing this. I found about 5 or 6 of them. One guy took and tried sunscreen. He put sunscreen on the banana to see if it would stop the UVC, and it did. It kept it from changing. But all of them, you could see that it like changed the. Just it kind of uniformly changed the whole the banana a little bit darker, except where they had shadows, from the UVC light. Nothing like the results that I got. So, all right. So that's 2 minutes. So maybe we'll do this for half an hour. Right now, and the thing shuts off after 3 minutes, or at least it was shutting off after 3 minutes before. Yeah, after I'd done the test, remember it kept shutting off automatically, and then so afterwards I reviewed the VOD for that, what the stream that I did 4 hours ago. I looked at it and I timed it out. That banana had only gotten 12 minutes of UVC, and so I actually added another few minutes to get it up to 18 minutes. But it was, it was 3 inches away or something like that. Oops, there it goes. Okay, so I'll turn it back on. Now this is only about a pinky length away. So when I write this up for the journals, I'll say this one was one pinky length, just so we have it documented properly. That was sarcasm. All right, so this is. We'll see what this does. I think we'll be able to see something this time. Now I may not be able to see it right away, but if I just do this for an hour, what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a. Hang on just a second. I'll be right back. Well, yeah, timer wasn't where I wanted to get a little kitchen timer that would have a countdown, and I could set it for 3 minutes, and then I would know every time that thing went out. But I don't know where my little kitchen timer went to. It wasn't where I thought I had put it. So. Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay, I can see it. It's way back here behind some of the junk on this desk here. All right. So what I'll do is I'll set this kitchen timer. I got a little kitchen timer here. So I'll set it for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And when that thing goes off again, then I'll have a way that I'll be able to notice it each time, rather than just. Then we can do something else. I should go off any second here now. Okay, so now I got a little timer. Now we can do other stuff. Alright, so I guess what I'll do is I will, let's see if we can find some stuff out on YouTube, a little video or something that talks about UVC. YouTube, it's pretty much impossible to find anything using YouTube search. However, YouTube search does have a facility that will sort out which is Creative Commons, which we got to do because we're streaming and all that. So I'm just going to type in UVC into the search. Then I'll go to the filters and hit Creative Commons, and there we go. So now now I've got. You see that? Okay. Let me actually adjust that. All right. So I searched for UVC up here. See? And then I went over to filters here. And I click yes, Creative Commons. So all of these should be Creative Commons. Even this one, right? Even this guy who's trying to sell me something up here, right? He doesn't care if anybody copies his commercial. All right, let's see. Adapt new UVC technology and keep yourself safe. Okay, that's somebody trying to sell something. Midnight materials. UVC flashlight. Actually, I'm gonna put my mug back up here again. Oops. And I'm gonna scroll through these. make sure there are no surprises. Alright, I think it's just typical YouTube stuff, you know. Alright, so I think we're Twitch safe here. I mean, if it's YouTube safe, it's Twitch safe, right? Because YouTube is a little stricter than Twitch, it seems like. Alright, so alright. Adapt new UVC technology to keep yourself safe. Okay, that sounds like somebody selling something, right? So Midnight Minerals M1. Oops, there we go. All right. That I wasn't looking to see if that actually went off or not. All right. Okay, that's a two. Okay, so basically these guys just have a flashlight that does what this. They built it into a flashlight. I don't think they have. Somebody claimed that they had LEDs that were UVC, but I don't know. Let's see what this is. I'm curious about this. Midnight Minerals. All right, let's bring that up. All right, watch this ad here. Minerals. Let me make sure that that's okay. Creative Commons. Okay, so we can look at that. All right. Except I'm gonna scan this. Now I'm gonna actually scan the video here really quickly. I'll put it on 2x, and we'll take a minute for me to go through this to see what's going on. So if the guy has a flashlight. Oh, I know what we can do. I can read the description while I'm scanning it. No, I can't do that at the same time. Sorry. Because he looks like he took the flashlight apart and did something with it, and he's using polarizers from some sunglasses or something and doing something. I don't know what he's doing. UVC flashlight. Last steps before boxing them up. Oh, I see what it is. Okay, so this guy has got... Okay, I see what he's doing here. Alright. This is just... This has nothing to do with anything. Whoops, I'll show it anyway. Alright.
Today, this is my shortwave UV M1 255 nanometer UV flashlight. Right? It contains one 18650 battery. It's pretty lightweight. Goes in your pocket, the whole thing. When we're about to box these up and get them ready for shipment, I kind of start with the flashlight head here, and we put it into this shot. And then, of course, so you know, this is, I'm going to be wearing these laser safety glasses.
Put those on. And we let the sparks fly. So
Okay, so this guy's building.
We've got it
Apparently
marked
he's building
consistently,
UV flashlights or
all the
something.
information we need here. And then the
To
final
sell,
product.
I guess. I don't know.
I've got a little sphere of esperite and a willemite and
Shortwave
tardiestonite
flashlight will
down here
not
on
work
the-
for soda light.
down here. And
Only
esperite,
shortwave
of course, is
reactive.
really hard to photograph. It always shows up as green on a cell phone.
I don't know what this
but
guy's got here, but he's just got little flashlights there that he's selling apparently. Let's see what he's got here. I don't know. Well, he's got a lot of interesting things here. Oh, look at the New Hampshire Seacoast Soda Light Sphere. So this guy might be from New Hampshire too. How about that? He's got some of the New Hampshire, Portland, Maine. Let's read the guy's little bio and see where he's from. Ah, okay, so he's got his okay, so it looks like he's a rock hound. And he wanted to get UVC flashlight for helping him with his rocks, which you don't need that. All you need is just UVA, I think, for identifying fluorescence in rocks. But yeah, Ruggles Mine. That's right near here. It's it's pretty close to where I'm at, actually. Let me read this guy's thing. He must be around here somewhere. Let's see. About, okay, ultraviolet mineral lighting and fluorescent minerals. Okay. Huh, okay, so. Okay, this is his first one, 9 years ago. New Hampshire Rock Swap and Mineral Show. Alright, let's take a look at that. I'm gonna do it this way first just to make sure it's okay. Alright, it's okay, I think. Alright, so we'll put it back up here and I'll play it for you. Oh, let me read the description first and then we'll play it for you so we know what we're looking at. Alright. So we're almost 16 minutes into our UV exposure of the banana, so every time my timer goes off, I restart the light, so I think we're all right. All right, so his little description says, welcome to the 2015 Gilsum Rock Swap. I don't even know where Gilsum is. I don't know where the town is. I know where I've heard of most of the towns in New Hampshire, so maybe this is, it said New Hampshire. Gilsum, New Hampshire. I don't know where that even is. That must be a tiny town somewhere. Here we see most of the show dealers are all set up just before sunset on Friday evening. This video shows the scale of this great outdoor rock and mineral event. The 51st annual Gilsum, not sure how you pronounce it, Rock Swap and Mineral Show will be held June 27 through 28 on 2015, rain or shine. More than 65 dealers and swappers with gems, jewelry, and minerals available for sale or trade in scenic southwestern New Hampshire. Southwestern New Hampshire. Okay, that's why I don't know. It's closer to like where Keene is probably or something. Pan for minerals. Enjoy an old-fashioned New England ham and beer dinner. No, I wouldn't enjoy that at all. With homemade pies. Sit down for chicken barbecue, lunch, and more. Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy any of that. But it might be interesting to look at all the different rocks, I guess. All right, so we'll play this guy's video here. Let's see what it does. Okay. So he flew his drone over the little swap meet there. Okay. I did something like that too. I put some drone videos up on here on YouTube on another channel. Rugger's Mind. Is that him? Yeah, that's him too.
If you don't want to open your third eye, then don't watch this video. This method isn't for everyone. If
oh, this is 12 minutes. All right, let me just. First, let me show. I guess I can't assume that all of his are the. Yeah, he's put them all on Creative Commons, so, or at least the ones we've seen so far. All right, I'm gonna scan this. I'm sure it's okay, but just in case. This is just a pain in the butt. I don't know why these platforms like Twitch and YouTube and all them, why don't they just have a little space somewhere or a little thing where you can flag it and say, okay, I'm putting anything, anything goes, if you go in this little space here, then, you might see some titties and dick pics or something every once in a while, but otherwise we don't censor anything, Are there any sites out there that are like that, where you don't have to worry about getting kicked off the platform if you accidentally, play a video, you're searching the web and something pops up or something, All right, this is just this guy walking through this mine, it looks like. I'm sure it's okay. He looks like he's got some drone footage and stuff like that. Yeah, if anybody knows of any platforms that are like that don't have restrictions, or these stupid rules where they I mean, some of the rules are, make it nice, I guess, and all that. But, every once in a while you want to just, maybe you want to search for something and maybe there's something out there that just happens to have something in it that might be offensive to somebody, but it has some useful information and you want to play it. What do you do about that, All right, let's play this video here. Oh, I gotta restart my thing here pretty quick. So we'll do that first. This video is 12 minutes long, so okay, so we'll watch this guy's video.
So here we are, it's July 4th. I'm in Grafton, New Hampshire. I'm right near the road leading into Ruggles Mine. If you look on jsjauctions.com, you'll see that there's an auction coming up on July 21st, 2023 for Ruggles Mine. And that's the status as of today anyway.
Shit, sorry. Yeah, I was scanning at double speed. All right, we'll play this video here.
So here we are, it's July 4th. I'm in Grafton, New Hampshire. I'm right near the road leading into Ruggles Mine. If you look on jsjauctions.com, you'll see that there's an auction coming up on July 21st.
Did he say Grafton, New Hampshire? Is that what he said?
For Ruggles Mine. And that's the status as of today anyway. So as you can see, this is, as you're coming on in, this is what the sign looks like. So, just walk back to my car and all that. I'm gonna head up to the mine. I have permission by the owner, Chris DePetta, to be up here today. I'm gonna be doing a little filming and all that stuff. So anyway, hopefully, I guess, you know, we'll see if the auction actually happens. You never know, you know. There was a schedule to have one last year, which never occurred. All right, well, I'm at Ruggles Mine Gate. We do have quite a party. We got a few trucks here. It'll be interesting to see if anybody's inside. There shouldn't be, so I'll unlock it for a minute. Doing this, then I have to lock it back up. All right, so I'm down here in Ruggles Mine. Down, see if you can see the. See a little myself here. There we go. There's the classic look. It probably looks in reverse. Seems like I got the camera facing myself. We have this little tunnel right here. I'm just going to go in, and there's something I want to have people check out.
So a customer asked for our help, and trust me, you'll want to hear this. The thing is, he wanted to grab 4 of our
So as you see, we've got the in far distance there's the what used to be the museum kind of storage room right now. And there's this main gift shop building, a shed on the side, little swing set and all that stuff. You see the remnants of the old railroad ties that were here for kind of lining parking. Obviously, a little bit of brush has grown up in the last year or two. And here's some thunder in the distance. You got some high clouds up here. And check it out. Got a rainbow here.
Alright, there we go. That's a pretty cool video. There's a lot of production value in that thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It looks like he had a gimbal there. If you watched any of my IRLs, how shaky they are. That's what he was using there, was something that I need for doing my IRLs. He had some sort of a gimbal, or maybe he was just flying his drone around, but I don't think so. Some of those he was like walking around or driving or something, but it was still smooth because he must have had some sort of, you know, something to keep his camera smooth. Let me read what he wrote about it here. It says Ruggles Mine in Grafton, New Hampshire has been closed as a public attraction since their final open house in 2016. Mine property was later purchased in 2019. Some mineral club collecting, sightseeing, and drone racing events have occurred since the 2019 purchase. The drone racing was awesome. Yeah, I did some drone racing here at my right where I live right now. Years ago, and put some videos up. Let's see. Not drone racing, actually, just drone flying. I don't know. I set up a little like a course for flying, but it wasn't really racing. I put this video together July 4th, 2023 at Ruggles Mine. Some was filmed in the morning until it started raining, and then went back after it cleared up to get the more sunny clips. Okay, I see. I was up there much of the afternoon with owner. Yeah, at the beginning he said who the owner was. I forget what the guy's name was. Nope. Alright, so we're about 37 minutes into this, into frying that banana with UVC now. Okay, on that day, I discovered trespassers parked at the locked gate upon arrival. I didn't embarrass them in this video, though. I am in hopes that we can start seeing productive commercial operation at Ruggles that will allow the reopening of this historic mineral locality to both mineral clubs and possibly the public. There are some scenarios that can help expose new material, maintain the mining roads, and position Ruggles Mine for future success. In June 2023, a mortgagee's notice of foreclosure sale was posted, which specified a public auction at July 21st, 23 at 11 a.m. Yeah, see, this guy, whoever bought it, it says that he bought it in 2019, and that's when COVID hit, was the end of 2019. So if the guy whoever purchased it, if their plans were to like do public stuff there, that would have been kind of difficult, right? During the pandemic. Although it's an outdoor thing, right? People ended up actually shifting from, you know, restaurants and stuff, you know, things indoors to doing stuff outdoors, because it's a little bit safer outdoors as long as you take certain precautions, you know. Okay, so let's see. Okay, no matter what, I think almost everybody here in the New England mineral collecting community wants to see commercial success and a formal reopening of some sort. People who have been on the various mineral and sightseeing tours and drone racing event I have held over the past few years at Ruggles know that myself and many others are committed to this place's future success regardless of who owns the land. Update. July 19th, 23, the Ruggles Mine property has been sold to new owners. Stay tuned to this channel for the updates that will be coming soon on Ruggles Mine. Like and subscribe. Alright. Okay, let's see what he's got here. Oh, here we go. Let's see, he's got some links here. Oh, epidemic sound. Huh. Oops. Okay, so he's got some links there. I was trying to find links to that music. I like that music. I'll have to get that. I'll have to look that up. That epidemic sound. All right. Let's see. My sincere thank you for helping support the channel by shopping with midnightminerals.com for the best UV mineral lights. Everything from UV flashlights to portable prospecting UV mineral lights, all the way up to the super powerful display lights, which will power your home display and natural history museum. We cover the entire range of ultraviolet mineral lighting. UVC, which is what we're doing right now, 254. UVB, 312, you put it at. And UVA, yeah. Huh. I earn from qualifying purchases made. Okay, alright, so he's talking about how to help him out financially, I guess, or whatever. Well, that's kind of cool. Huh. All right. Well, you know, so, all right. I'm gonna shut this thing down. We're almost 40. Yeah, we're 42 minutes into it, and it's still cooking over there. So I think after this round, maybe I'll run it more. I'll make it 45 minutes. At least 45 minutes. And then we'll call it experiment. I think 45 minutes should be enough. Let me go back to my see if there's anything else here on UV that's in Creative Commons. Dust mite defense. Understanding ultraviolet catastrophe. Oh, that looks interesting. I don't want to put 27 minutes into it though. I covered this actually, right? This guy. It looks like this guy might get into some more of the mathematics. All right. So this is our last round. So we'll get. It looks like we're getting about 46 minutes of exposure. How do astronomers use ultraviolet light to make discoveries? Okay, let's watch that one. That looks interesting. It's been out there 6 years, so I can't believe there are titties in this video. if it's been out there for that long, it shouldn't have any bad stuff in it.
This is Brad here at A&U, and I'm here with Brian and Adam from ABC Canberra, and we were just talking about light and how there's more to light than we can see with our eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So in astronomy, we're pretty limited to studying light, and we need to scour every aspect of light we can. So we're all rather familiar with the rainbow and all the studying astronomy.
All right. So I watched the whole thing. And it looks safe. So now I'll play it for you guys. How's that? Let me turn up the volume a little bit so you can hear it. All right. All right, I'll read what it says here. It says, did you know that astronomers can use ultraviolet light to explore and study some of the most energetic stars and galaxies in the universe? Question. Tune in to find out more about the light outside of what our eyes can see. So that's basically what I've been covering. Creative Commons, yeah. So all right. I'm gonna put this on full screen. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll play this again for you guys because I didn't see anything in there that would be that would not be Twitch safe. So here we go.
This is Brad here at ANU, and I'm here with Ryan and Adam from ABC Canberra, and we were just talking about light and how there's more to light than we can see with our eyes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So in astronomy, we're pretty limited to studying light, and we need to scour every aspect of light we can. So we're all rather familiar with the rainbow and all the colors we see around us, telling us about how things are made. But there's also light outside of that rainbow. The visible spectrum only occupies a tiny patch of the entire light spectrum.
So Ryan, one of the ones we hear about a lot is UV light or ultraviolet light. And I think of that maybe with the sun and getting burnt. But how important is it to astronomy?
It's a very important wavelength to study. So the reason we get sunburns is because ultraviolet light is a quite high energy wavelength. So it attacks our cells quite readily. But it's also very important for understanding high energy processes in the universe and uncovering things we didn't know before. So take my hand, for example. It looks like a perfectly normal hand until Adam here shines a UV torch. So what we find is, what do you see?
Well, what looks to be a moon, a couple of galaxies even, plenty of stars as well.
Yeah, so you didn't know that was there before looking in UV light. So this is a bit of information that was hidden from us with visible light. So by studying this, we can then apply it to real-world cases. So take this galaxy, for example. This is a very big galaxy, fairly close to us, but it's got something interesting going on. It's got lots of stars forming around its outer edge. And these stars are forming in a very energetic process of matter all coming together. And that lights up those parts of the galaxy in ultraviolet light. So by using ultraviolet light, we can spot very energetic things like stars forming or even catastrophic explosions light years across the universe. So UV is an incredibly important tool for studying astronomy.
All right, that was the Australian National University. Whoops. Let's see here. Huh. All right, so our experiment is done now. Oh, thank you guys for putting that up there on Creative Commons so we could watch it. All right. So I did about 46 minutes of UV. Took the UV light, and it was about that close, about one pinky width away from the banana, and you can see that it's just I barely see a little bit. You probably can't see it in there. Right here, where I had it, I can barely see a little bit of discoloration there. I guess what I'll do is I'll just set this banana on the side here, and we'll maybe in an hour or so we'll look at it again and see if we can see some discoloration on there. But it's very clear that these little UVC lamps that I have are not very powerful, if they're UVC at all. I thought I had done this, was able to do it before. I saw something that was, oh, I know what I can do. I can try that UVC on my glow-in-the-dark material. It's still dark enough around here. Let me try that. Hang on just a second. Alright, so I got, I use this glow-in-the-dark material. Oops, let me, a little bit better. There we go. See a little bit. All right, so I've got this glow-in-the-dark material, and I used it during that about 6 hours ago, and put my handprint on it, and you can't see that anymore, right? So I guess what I'll do. My banana on the side here again somewhere. Put it over here so I don't mix it up with the other ones. No, I don't want to do that. All right. So I'll try using that UVC light on this material, which is actually most sensitive to UVA. Yeah, but I think it was 385 or something like that, or 380 or something, if I remember correctly. This stuff, we can look it up. But so I'll try that and see if I can get this to glow. Can you hear what I'm saying? Yeah, my mic's on. All right, okay. So I'll just run it for 3 minutes, I guess, the normal time over there. So yeah, well, at least one thing I learned was that I don't have to worry about. I was worried about because the other day I did one with the safety glasses that turned out to not be UV safety glasses, but the ones I have now that I use for this stream were. But I don't even have to worry about it because that little lamp is not putting out enough to do anything. All right. Actually, that's long enough, I think. Yeah, so it did do a little bit. See, put a spot on there. But that's hardly anything, really. I mean, if I did my that's really not that much. If I put this thing on there, this light here is UV. You can't even see it, but this is UVA. Alright, there's UVA. And I'll put that on there just for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the difference. Look at how much brighter that thing just. So I think that little UVC lamp it really isn't putting out that much light, period. So But we'll see. We'll see if it affects the banana. I'll let the banana set. I put the banana over there on the stool, and we'll just let it set there. Let's watch another video, maybe. Light explained. Ultraviolet and infrared. These guys probably have. They probably. Let's see what they have here. University of Australia. See if they got anything else interesting in here. Why do mathematicians still use blackboards? They got a lot of interesting stuff out here. Science communication. Ask a science communicator, what makes a good Questicon? Climate consulting, science policy. So this is, I thought they would have more, you know, science stuff in here, but it's not. All right. Let's go back to our... See, I was going through this University of Australian National University. That's the video that we just watched. But I thought they would have more science stuff out there, but they don't. So, let's see, UVC lighting for HVAC systems. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why there's. Yeah, UVC has a very narrow application in terms of sterilizing things. You know, you can't just. The idea of using a UVC light to sterilize just surfaces and stuff like that is not. That's not good enough. You know, it only sterilizes what it can see. So if there's anything that causes a shadow. Like even if the surface of the thing that you're putting the UVC light on is not exactly smooth, then, you know, bugs can hide in the little nooks and crannies and stuff and not get hit with the UVC light. So it's the whole idea of using it. I mean, you could use it. It could be like an extra or something. You know, like if you're sterilizing surfaces with chemicals and then maybe use the light as additional or something. I don't know. But the whole idea of thinking that you can sterilize things or make things safe with UVC light is not. There are only a few narrow applications for that. Sanitized surfaces. See, that's not, you don't, yeah, nuh-uh. Let's see here. See, they keep talking about sanitizer. UVC. Okay, that's just use portable UVC light disinfection. Huh. Let me type in UVB, see what that does. Creative Commons. Alright, let's see what I'll go through here and see what we got here. Is this Spirity worth the hype? Okay, looks like somebody's trying to sell something. A lot of people just trying to sell stuff, apparently. Do not use these. What is up? Oh, no, that bulb right there is exactly what I used for my experiments. And this person is saying that you shouldn't do that. Let's see. Okay, Creative Commons is okay. Let me scan this video really quick here and make sure there's nothing in here that's... It looks like somebody's just wants to make sure that their reptiles are treated properly, I guess is what this is about. With UVB. Now they said not to use those lights, so I don't know, I didn't see, it's just this person here in front of the camera, so I don't think there's anything that's not Twitch safe here, so I'm going to play it.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Zoe, but most people know me as ZA Reptiles, and today we're going to be talking about UVB and the importance of UVB. What is it, why is it important, and how you can give it to your animals. So with me today I have Percy, my Cuban night anole, who is a species that does require UVB. So he's going to be joining us for this video today. So UVB, or ultraviolet B radiation, is one of the most important wavelengths from the sun for a reptile. Also the thing that causes the sunburns. But for reptiles, it's great. It's perfect. They need it. Most of them need it. Now, UVB is one of the most confusing parts of keeping reptiles, so I'm going to try to break it down and make it really, really simple. UVB is the most important thing, and it all really comes down to calcium. So our reptiles are able to get vitamin D3 from these UVB rays. They can also get vitamin D from their diet, but they need UVB to turn that unusable vitamin D into usable vitamin D3. So ultimately, UVB equals the animal gets vitamin D3. There's also a lot more science into all of it, but I'm not gonna go into that. If you want to look up UVB and vitamin D3 and how it all works scientifically, go for it. But for the purpose of this video, I'm keeping it nice and simple. So once the animal has that D3, they can't use it on their own. They need help from UVB. So UVB helps them synthesize that vitamin D3 so that their body can use it. Now, vitamin D3 is super important because once it is synthesized and they can use it, that D3 helps to absorb calcium. So without the UVB helping to synthesize that vitamin D3 can't absorb calcium, which means the animal is not getting calcium, or their body's having to pull it from things like their bones. This then leads to issues like metabolic bone disease, which you guys have heard me talk about a lot because of Arcadius myaguana. On the note, be careful when having a vet test their blood for calcium levels, because it probably won't show that their calcium levels are low because they are replenishing their blood calcium levels from their bones. So a blood test isn't always the best indicator of whether they are calcium deficient or not. Now keep in mind, just like your animal needs a heat gradient, they need a UVB gradient as well. UVB is great for most of our reptiles. It's a necessity, they need it. However, they need to be able to get away from it as well. We don't want to be stuck in the sun all day. We need a chance to go into the shade and get away from it. So you want to make sure that there's a place or a way that the animal can get away from the UVB so they're not overdoing it and getting too much. So just to name some species that absolutely must have UVB, you have chameleons, bearded dragons, iguanas, Cuban night anoles, lacerdas, savanna monitors, uromastics. There's a lot of species that absolutely must have a UVB. So make sure when you are getting an animal, you are doing the right research to find out if that animal needs UVB and what it needs for UVB. So we're going to talk about supplemental calcium because, like I said, calcium is a huge part of why the animal needs UVB. So providing supplemental calcium ensures that they are getting the amount of calcium they need. Now, some calciums come with vitamin D3 and some come without. I always aim to go for one without, because if you are providing adequate care and lighting in UVB, then they don't need that additional D3 in their calcium. In fact, you can even overdo it. You don't want to overdo it with the D3. If they have a good UVB and they're getting enough calcium, you don't have to worry about supplementing D3. Hey! Now keep in mind too that supplementing calcium with D3 is not a replacement for UVB. You need to have the proper lighting. You can't get away with not supplying a high quality UVB bulb by supplementing vitamin D3. Not gonna work. You need proper lighting. So just like figuring out what you need for lighting, make sure to research supplementation for your species as well to make sure you are providing the right supplementation with the right schedule for that supplementation. So now I'm talking about how to determine what strength you need for UVB for your animals. So the two things you want to keep in mind when doing this research is where does your animal come from and how big is your enclosure. For example, bearded dragons come from places very sunny and very hot, so that needs to be reflected in their lighting as well. Animals like Percy here come from more tropical environments, and so he doesn't have the same UVB that my bearded dragon does. They have different needs, and it's our job as their caretakers to meet those needs. And then you look at, say, an iguana who has a very large enclosure, they might need a stronger UVB to reach more areas, where someone in a smaller enclosure wouldn't need something as strong because it would have an easier time reaching the animal. So those are all very important things to keep in mind when picking a UVB. So now I'll talk about bad sources of UVB, and then we'll talk about good sources of UVB. So there are two bad sources of UVB. One being windows. UVB gets easily blocked out by things. It cannot penetrate glass, and wire and mesh severely reduce the amount of UVB coming through. So you cannot lean on your windows or depend on your windows to supply UVB for your animals because it's not going to work. Now apparently there are windows that are specially made to let UVB through, but I think majority of people don't have these. A normal household just has normal windows where UVB is not coming through. And you can't open your window and expect UVB to come through the screen because it's filtering out pretty much everything. So you need a UVB bulb. Now, the other bad source of UVB are compact fluorescent lights. And what I mean by this is those coil UVB bulbs, the ones that are like coiled or have like the two little loopy things. Those are not good sources of UVB. You might be able to get away with those for animals that really don't need much in the way of UVB and you're just adding it to be beneficial. But those do not put off the amount of UVB that an animal like a bearded dragon or an iguana would need. And they die much quicker. So keep in mind when you have UVB, it will put off light for like ever. But the amount of UVB that it puts off drastically reduces over time. So it looks like it's still working when really it's not doing its job. And these compact coil bulbs will lose the amount of UVB they put out really quick. And they'll be very ineffective very quickly. Not to mention they focus on a very particular spot when they're shining down as opposed to covering a large area. So now we're going to talk about the best sources of UVB. The first one obviously being the sun. You can't beat the sun. The sun is the creator of UVB. It's free, it's unfiltered, it's pure. Bonus points because you're also getting UVA, which is really good for your reptiles because it helps encourage natural behaviors. So if you live in an area where you can keep your animals outside so they can get natural UVB, all the power to you because that is brilliant. Unfortunately, living in New York, I can't do that. Which means I have to rely on these next two things that are really good sources of UVB. One being mercury vapor bulbs. So a mercury vapor bulb is a UVB bulb that also gives off heat. So it's like a double whammy. So that is what my jeweled lacerda has and my iguana at the moment. They both have mercury vapor bulbs that give off plenty of heat for those species that need a high basking spot and lots of really good UVB. Now the best one in my opinion is the Mega Ray. That is what I use, is Mega Ray. I've heard nothing good but Mega Ray. That's what all of the iguana owners suggested to me when I got Arcadius and was doing research. They all said Mega Ray. So I love Mega Ray. I think the other one people use is Power Sun. Apparently that's another really good one, but I don't have any experience with that because I use Mega Ray. The next one that's becoming more and more popular and more beneficial are linear fluorescent tubes. Now with these, you lose that heat aspect that you get from the natural sun and from mercury vapor bulbs. The linear tubes don't give off heat. However, they give off really good UVB if you get a good quality UVB from a good brand. Now mind you, not all linears are up to par. The two main brands you want to stick to are Zoomed Reptisun and Arcadia. Now I will hands down take Arcadia over Zoomed Reptisun any day. Arcadia is like an up and coming brand that is amazing, absolutely amazing. What I really love about them is they have several different options for UVB tubes. So you can really base it on your species. And it can get very, very confusing, but they also have a lighting guide. So you type in your species and then it tells you your different options. So and it'll also show you a chart, like if you're gonna have your animal this distance away from the tube, get this tube. If it's gonna be this distance away from the tube, get this tube. It's very helpful and they're such high quality. I'm in the process of switching all of my animals to Arcadia tubes. So my bearded dragon has one, Percy has one, my chameleon has one. I have one for Crikey, my jeweled lacerda, but he hasn't gotten it yet. He still has Mega Ray, and I eventually want my iguana with a Arcadia. The other one is, like I said, Zoomed Reptisun. These are really popular too. A lot of people use these. They were around before Arcadia. So they come in 10.0 and 5.0. So those are kind of your different strengths. And then all these tubes come in T8 and T5, which for a long time was confusing for me. So T8 tubes have been around longer than T5. T5 is also known as a high output UVB, so they are like the new and improved UVB. So I will always buy a T5 over a T8. They are stronger and they are supposed to last much longer. They say that with a T5 you can get a year out of it, where a T8 you want to change after 6 months. So I personally, I won't actually go a full year because that makes me a little skeptical. So now I'm talking about your UV index. So the UV index is obviously how much UV is like being given off and whatnot. And a way to check this at home is to buy a solar meter. Now these are very expensive. I personally don't own one, but I really want one. It's like a temp gun. The little guns you shoot and it tells you the temperature. That's basically what it is, but it tells you the UV index. So you can gauge how much UV your lights are giving off. That way you know if your UVB bulb isn't really working anymore, and so you know you have to change it. Because like I said, you don't truly know, because your UVB light will still be giving off light. It just probably won't be giving off the amount of UVB that it should be. So with a solar meter, you can check this and you'll know. And so I really want one. I think that's a really good investment for someone to have that has a lot of animals with UVB tubes, or UVB in general. So I think that's a really good investment, something to look into. So I will link all of the lights that I have mentioned and everything that I've mentioned in the description below. I'll make an Amazon list for UVB lighting, and I will put that in the link, or put that link in the description, so you guys can go right to Amazon and there'll be a whole list of everything I talked about for you to check out. And I will also have a blog post going up with all this information as well, if you want something that you can just go and read and reference, as opposed to having to sit through the video to remember what I said. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more videos, and we'll see you for the next video. This is happening. This is my life.
Turn my mic up. Maybe you want to hear what I'm saying. With the advancement of gallium nitrate LED technology that emits UV radiation, it is now possible to manufacture LEDs that are efficient and suitable for a wide range of commercial uses, including sterilization. These LEDs can be turned to emit the desired wavelengths, including those that can theoretically convert. Okay, so basically, what these guys were doing was just confirming that the light from LEDs could cause that chemical process to happen. Which there should be no reason why it wouldn't, right? If it's, light is light. But they did I guess so they just confirmed it. So, but they didn't actually, what they need to do is do human studies. They need to take people who are deficient in vitamin D, which is not too hard to find because I think like 70% of the population or something has low vitamin D levels. So they need to take a few dozen people who are deficient in vitamin D3 and sample their blood and expose them to LED lights, and then sample their blood over time to see if it fixes their vitamin D, and make sure they don't go out in the sun or do anything else, that would cause vitamin D3 in their blood. That's what they need to do, I think. When was this one done? Published online 2017. So, yeah, it's been a few years. Maybe somebody's done that already, or maybe they're in the process of doing that or something, I don't know. Okay, look, they got some little charts here. Absorption. Huh. Okay, so I guess that's what what I was doing for a while was I was taking those chemicals, those precursors to vitamin D3 are present in fungi, like just ordinary mushrooms that you buy at the store, and you can slice them up and put them under a UVB light, like that one that I had, and it'll make vitamin D3. Or you can just stick them out in the sun. But like in the winter, that doesn't work so well. The sun isn't out all the time, and it might be, it's lower and all that kind of stuff. Interesting conclusion. The optimal range of LEDs emitting UVB radiation for vitamin D production was found to be between 293 and 298. Now they said okay. The 293 LED was found to be 2.4 times more efficient in converting 7-dehydrocholesterol to pre-vitamin D3 in human skin than the sun. Okay. Thus improving safety profile. Oh, I see what they're saying. Right, because then if you can just get that narrow frequency, narrow wavelength of 293 nanometers, and expose skin to that, then you're not exposing the skin to other wavelengths that might cause, sunburn, more sunburn, or cancer or other bad stuff. So interesting. But they didn't actually test it on human skin. That's so. You know, their conclusion. I don't think that's. See, they didn't test that. They didn't test it in human skin. So they shouldn't do that. They shouldn't say that. They should. What this should say is it should say UVB LEDs are more efficient at converting 7-dehydrocholesterol into pre-vitamin D3. That's what this headline should say. It shouldn't mention human skin there. They didn't test it on human skin, so that's not right. That's kind of they kind of jumped ahead there a little bit. That needs to be tested. That's the next thing that needs to be tested. So. Yeah, you gotta carefully read everything. You know, when you hear headlines and shit like that, you know, you gotta just, unfortunately, you know, there aren't enough reporters out there that know what they're doing, and they're, you know, you gotta actually dig yourself, unfortunately. So, I mean, I do all that digging and stuff like that, but. You know, if I report it, nobody cares because I got this condition, this neurological condition that kind of causes people to not listen to what I have to say. So even though what I say is more accurate than what you're getting from, you know, typical sources. So that's the way life is, I guess, huh? All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something here. Just because I just feel like doing this right now. Okay, I'm going to do the geography game just for fun. World Geography Games, countries, world. All right. Is my microphone working? Yeah, I agree. All right, so we'll do this just for fun. Yemen. Micronesia, Malawi, North Macedonia, Mali, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, Sudan, Greece, Sri Lanka, Sao Tome and Principe, Honduras. All right, let's see. I think that's Honduras. Kazakhstan. I think that's that one. Cuba, Vietnam. Austria, Georgia, Bolivia, Mauritania, I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, Somalia, Romania, Estonia, Japan, Tunisia, Mozambique, Nicaragua, East Timor, Iran, Australia, Moldova, Nigeria, Venezuela, Panama, Namibia, Antigua and Barbuda, Brazil, Mauritania, Haiti, Kuwait, Indonesia, Taiwan, France, Bahrain. Let's see here. UAE. What's this one? Liberia, Iceland, Singapore. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Guinea-Bissau, Algeria, Santa Lucia. Let's see. What's that one? Ivory Coast. Belize. Ireland. Qatar. South Sudan. Seychelles. China. Vanuatu. Gabon. Saudi Arabia. Tonga. Eritrea. Tajikistan. Armenia. Bangladesh. Peru. Botswana. Monaco. Libya. Niger. Marshall Islands. Turkmenistan. This monitor is not adjusted right here. I can't see these very well. There we go. That's a little bit better. I was having trouble seeing these on the monitor. Okay, Turkmenistan. All the stands. Stan. Alright, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, some other stan, Turkmenistan, Costa Rica, Cameroon, Liechtenstein, right there between Switzerland and Canada. Canada. Brunei. Nepal. Kenya. Croatia. Guyana. Bulgaria. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. India. See, I clicked that and it didn't go for some reason. I'm pretty sure that's India. I clicked it and it didn't register. I'll click it again. There. Every once in a while, just every once in a while, this little game here does that. You click something and it doesn't click. I'm pretty sure it's not my mouse. All right, Morocco, Argentina, Malta, Czechia. All right, this one's going to take a little bit of thinking here. There we go. Uzbekistan, that one I said earlier. Turkey, Chad, Zambia. Got to go down here for Zambia. Maldives, Malaysia, Guinea, Switzerland, oh, I should have changed my, there's nobody out there. It's fucking 7:30 in the morning. Nobody's out there. All right, Kiribati. All right, Republic of Congo. Oh, shit. Oh, this is the Democratic Republic of Congo. That's the Republic of Congo. This is the Republic of Congo. That's the Democratic Republic of Congo. All right, Trinidad and Tobago. Ukraine, Guatemala, Slovenia, okay, this is this used to be Czechoslovakia. So that's got to be Slovakia. And then the other one with a similar name, Slovenia, which sounds like Sylvania, which is a light bulb manufacturer or brand. Maybe that's it. That's the right one. Jordan. Okay, that's one of these right there. Belgium. Let's see. There, that's the Netherlands. spelled it. Kyrgyzstan. That's the one, the other Stan that we were missing right there. Oh, and Afghanistan too. Okay. Bhutan. Syria. San Marino. I think that's San Marino. Hungary. Let's zoom in here to see what we're looking at here. It's Hungary. That one's Hungary, I'm pretty sure. Palu. Bahamas. Latvia. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Vatican City. Samoa. Chile. South Korea. Afghanistan. There it is, Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay, get this. Palestine. Alright. Serbia. I think I had trouble with this one before. Pretty sure that's it. El Salvador. Portugal. Angola. Ethiopia. Fiji. Let's see, Fiji. It's out here, I think. Albania. Ghana. Oh, I'm gonna miss this one. Let's see. Ghana. Central African Republic. See, I clicked that and it didn't click for some reason. I have no idea why that does that. Just every once in a while I click on it and it doesn't register. My mouse works just fine. The switch on the mouse works. It's something with the software does not register for some reason on this program. So though, let's see, that's it. Mongolia. Nauru. Montenegro. Russia. Zimbabwe. Norway. Ecuador. Mexico. Laos. Okay, let's see if I can get these right here. Vietnam. We did. Cambodia. Laos and Thailand. Which is Laos then. Senegal. Barbados. Burundi. Okay, Burundi's a little one. It's one of these two. This is Rwanda. No, this is Uganda. This is Rwanda. This is Burundi. Okay, Myanmar. No, Myanmar. Rather, Myanmar. Myanmar. Why the hell am I blanking on this one? That's bizarre. Okay, it's probably this one then, huh? Cambodia. TV. Comoros. Iraq. Sierra Leone. Burkina Faso. Slovakia, right? So remember we had Czechia and Slovakia. Czechoslovakia, that used to be what it was called. Now they're separate. Denmark. Azerbaijan. Jamaica. Dominica, Cape Verde, Cyprus, Papua New Guinea, Luxembourg, that's a teeny little one over here, Eswatini, Thailand, Pakistan, or Pakistan, sometimes, Sweden, UAE, US, Grenada, Gambia, Rwanda. Okay, that's the one I was just talking about. So that's Uganda and Rwanda, I'm pretty sure. Okay, oh man. Oh man. Oman is there. Lebanon. Philippines. Djibouti. Dominican Republic. Belarus. Colombia. Solomon Islands. Paraguay. I think this is Paraguay and that's Uruguay, but I might have those mixed up. No, got it, okay. Lithuania, Egypt, Madagascar, Poland, France, Germany, Poland, Germany, Benin, Tanzania, Togo, Israel, UK, Italy, Andorra, Spain, St. Kitts and Nevis, North Korea. Equatorial Guinea. Suriname. Uganda. South Africa. Uruguay. Netherlands. Okay, so I missed one. Well, not too bad. For how tired I'm being. I mean, you know, being up all this time and being closer to a century than most people on Twitch. So, to almost everybody. I don't think I've met anybody on Twitch yet that's older than I am. I know there's some out there, but I haven't met any yet. Okay. All right, let's check the banana one more time. Okay, I'm starting to see it a little bit here. Can you see it? Right here is where I had the light. So can you see that? Yeah, you can see a little bit of discoloration there, right? Maybe. Try different lighting here. I can't see it on my monitor too well, my little laptop monitor, but there's a little bit of discoloration there, but not much at all. So I guess I need better UVB lights is the bottom line of the experiment, as I need a better UVB or UVC light rather than what I get. But I'll check that banana again next time I stream. I'm supposed to stream this afternoon, but I don't know if I get there. All right. I think there's anything else I got to do. Yeah, whatever I have on the schedule there isn't right. I haven't updated, you know, the description. So let's see if I have that here. So, about double tribble. How come they don't have the schedule? How do they don't have a link to the schedule? That's kind of weird. They have my about stuff on there, but they don't have the schedule. Alright, I'll just type it in here. I guess when you're live, they don't let you look at the schedule or something. I don't know. That's kind of weird. All right, so what's today? Friday? That's what we're doing now, live now. Censorship. I don't want to talk about censorship today. but it says the next stream is at 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. I don't know if I'll do that or not. Yeah, I'll change that to something else, maybe. All right. But this afternoon or tonight or whatever, maybe I'll do another stream. Whenever the banana looks like it's showing something, I'll do it, I guess. All right, then. Oh, look at we got somebody. That always happens. All right. All right, so we did our experiments. If you just joined the stream recently, what we were doing is we did an experiment where we took a bunch of bananas. This was earlier. This whole thing started last night. You know, late last or 8 o'clock yesterday evening is when this whole thing started. Actually, And I took some bananas and exposed them to UV light, and so we're just kind of getting that finished up here. And later on this afternoon or whatever, I'll check the bananas again just to see what kind of shape they're in, to see if they have changed color more from the light exposure. That's what we did. And then while after I exposed the banana, I tried to do some stalling things here and watched videos and played a game just to take up time to see if that banana would change, and it didn't change very much. Barely perceptible. So that's where we're at. All right, everybody take care. Make sure you wear your N95 mask when you're in public, because a lot of COVID out there right now, especially in New Hampshire. Let me just show you that, just so you. I don't know if people think that I'm giving them bullshit or whatever when I'm saying that or not. I'm not. I'm not giving you bullshit. Let me show you. Here in New Hampshire, okay. So I went to the New Hampshire site and clicked COVID. And they have a little dashboard, interactive dashboard. So I clicked that. This is the map right now of where COVID is at in New Hampshire. I live right up here somewhere. Where do I live? Right up here? One of these little towns here. This one, I think. Let's see. This is, what does this say? Hanover? Town, Hanover. So one of those Hanover and in Lyme, and so. Anyway, this is kind of where I live, and it's black. Look at that, it's black. Here's higher, lower for COVID virus. So there are a couple towns that have low, but right where I am at, man, there's a lot of virus. And even on the CDC, let's go to the CDC website. Let's see if I can get that up. CDC COVID tracker. There it is. Deaths. See, it's going up. Deaths are going up. Hospitalizations are going up. So, is this all they got now? Q maps. Let's see. Trends. Let's look at where we're at here. So this is from, let's do 1 year, right? 1 year, September, August, September. So that's about a year's worth. So we're going up. See, it's more. There are more COVID here. We've got, in 1 week, we had 1,000 deaths. Now these right here mean the ones that are gray means they haven't got all the data yet. So they're still collecting on these. Those are going to go up over time. So it's the trend here is going to go up even. Once they get all the data on these last 3 weeks, it's going to be up like that. See, the trend is going up. 1,000 people died every week. 1,000 people dying from COVID. So I'm not giving you shit when I tell you to wear your mask, man. Wear your N95 mask when you go out in public. Even if you think you're young, you're not going to get hurt, or whatever. You're killing people if you don't do it. You'll go out there, you'll catch the virus, pass it on to somebody else, who will pass it on to somebody who's old like me, and they'll die. So please wear your mask if you care about people. I see a lot of people out here talking about stuff going on in the world, but more people have died from COVID-19 since October of 2023 than in any other war that's going on right now. So if you're concerned about, wars going on in different places, more people have died from COVID, just in the United States, just Americans have died from COVID in the last year than in any single war that's going on in the world. So, yeah, if you care about people, man, please wear your mask. It's this kind, right? It's got to be an N95, right? If you have a mask and it has loops that go around the back of your ear, that's not good. That's not an N95 mask. N95 masks don't have loops that go around the back of your ear. So if you got one of those, that's not an N95. It's got to be an N95 like this. It's got to say on it N95. And it has to say it's from NIOSH and all that. I think you guys know that by now, right? You people aren't stupid, you know. Just please wear your mask and your seatbelt for your own safety. All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you later this afternoon with a brown banana.